I started dating this girl and her sex drive is way too high for me. It makes me feel like less of a man. As the title says, I am 25, recently started dating this girl, F24. I found out her sex drive way too high for me to keep up and it makes me feel like I'm not giving her what she needs as a man. I thought I had a pretty average/high sex drive. I still go 2 to 3 times a day with her but she still wants more. Sometimes she'll ask if she can play with herself after the second or third time, which honestly is kind of hot, but I feel bad because I can't do anything as I'm physically exhausted from what we just did. She asks to have sex/do sexual things, which started off as fun, but now there's times where I have to say no and she'll say things like, how could a boy say no to that, or any other guy would love to have me in bed with them. I'm going to dress as a femboy maid. I'm not sorry. I'm biologically female, but I look very masculine. It's to the point where most people online think I was born male, and I've been called sir or man quite a few times in public. You see, when I dress as a maid, I won't actually look like a woman dressing up. I'm going for the femboy look, whether people like it or not. My girlfriend married her cousin. I, 26 meters, have been in a 2.5-year relationship with my 26F girlfriend. When we first started dating, our relationship was good but not great. There was more effort on my end than hers. She was heavily into drinking with her friends and would constantly go to bars. A few months into our relationship she went on vacation with her friends and came back. We had a small staycation together after I had brought up the lack of time we got to spend together since she was always drinking with friends. During that staycation, I went through her cell phone. It wasn't right of me. And I let the insecurities of maybe she doesn't want to hang out because of me get the better of me. In her cell phone I noticed her cousin had been messaging her, calling her his wife, saying how beautiful she is. And she was responding back, although not lovey but still saying how she missed him etc. To elaborate on the cousin thing. She is Muslim and in her culture/religion, cousins are not seen as incest while it is seen as incest here in the US. We initially had an argument about it. She was and I went through her phone. I was obviously upset over the messages from her cousin. But she assured me that nothing was going on. That he is just weird, she has no feelings for him, they've never done anything etc. He was fresh off the boat. Over a year passes. Even with her assurance I'm still unsettled over everything. I notice the differences in myself, in her, and our relationship. I was more suspicious of everything. She was more secretive. A few weeks ago I again went through her phone. I saw her talking to her friend about how her husband berates her, is pushing for them to have kids etc. So again we argue. She's once again mad I went through her phone. I'm once again mad over this scenario. I also see her talking to another friend where her friend mentions how my girlfriend has to deal with a marriage situation. My girlfriend finally admits that while on vacation in Dubai, her cousin kissed her and grabbed her boobs. A few days pass, suspicion builds more and arguments ensue. Finally the full truth comes out. Her and her cousin has sex while on vacation. And last November they got married. She says it's a green card marriage. That in order to borrow money from her family she had to get married to her cousin. I've been struggling mentally over the fact that she's lied, kept secrets, manipulated me and gaslit me. She most recently tried to buy my silence. I broke up with her. But she doesn't want me to tell anyone out of fear of her being judged. I suppose this confession is a way for me to get everything off my brain without feeling embarrassed or causing her to get judged. My granddad is a pedophile. A few Christmases ago he let me have his old tablet because he said he never used it and I wanted something for my studies. I took it home, went on YouTube, immediately my recommendations is filled with basically underage softcore porn. It's YouTube so nothing terrible but like little girls twerking and doing dance routines and ballerina and stretches and shit. I barely peeked at his history for maybe 5 seconds and saw so much of it. I immediately logged out of the account and have never looked again. There was nothing NSFW, he is not in possession of child porn, he doesn't work around children or anything like that, he is very harmless and hardly leaves his home now. I have never told anyone and never plan to. For starters, no one would believe me and everyone would turn against me, wage war on me. Well they already have. I'm moving away soon and ghosting everyone. I loved him so much all my life, so it kinda broke my heart. I still visit sometimes and treat him the same but it is hard not to think about it. I take huge dumps, clogging the toilet nearly every time and my wife is tired of it. As the title says, I take absolutely massive dumps, it's annoying, I gotta plunge the toilet all the time and most of the time I have to wait a while before it will flush. I'm a big guy, 6'3", 260 pounds, I eat healthy, lift weights and exercise. I don't drink or eat any fast food, most of the things I eat are clean and I track calories. I eat between 3,500 and 4,000 calories a day and sometimes more. I'm healthy and my massive dumps aren't really an issue as I'm not struggling to release the kraken every time I go but the toilets are weak. It ain't just my house, it's most places where the toilets aren't those industrial-grade public bathrooms that will flush a football. Although I've clogged those before. Me wife hates it, but I don't know what to do about it. She texted me earlier today for the record. I don't understand how poop that big comes out of you. Like the width of it just is compute. To be fair I forgot because we had people over and usually it has to sit for a minute before the plunger will work to dislodge the turd. Sometimes I weigh myself before and after and I swear to the Holy Ghost I've taken 5 and 6 pounder dumpers before. The other issue is the stench is obviously unpleasant to say the least. It's not just the toilets in my house, it's most residential toilets aren't able to handle it. Look I'm just venting because it's annoying and rather embarrassing when I gotta drop a duck at someone's house and then ask for the plunger, some people don't even have one, what am I supposed to do? I remember the legend of the poop knife, and while I would never defile myself with resorting to such measures, I understand.